my particular job with Termini TV, which is the channel that I do now, based on train station stories. So I meet people in train stations. So basically that means that I'm looking for people that represent an idea of mobility. So that represent something else than just a person. So they look particular, they look mixed, for example. I love complex identity. I love the people who look a bit like Italian, a bit like, I don't know, American or African or Asian. In that sense, Armenia was very interesting for me because the people, you know, there are different kind of looks, but at the same time there is a specific also feature of the Armenian. So, but I would never recognize an Armenian abroad. But now maybe I can, after seeing so many. My job, I've been a journalist for 10 years, more or less. I've been a journalist 10 years and I worked in many different kinds of journalism. Local journalism and trying also to work with the foreign news. I worked abroad in Brazil, in the Philippines. And the people that I interviewed, I mean, my specialty, let's say, is talking to people who don't want to talk. So that's, you know, when I look at somebody who's alone, is usually the person that I approach. Because the people who are alone, if they talk with you, they will be more honest than talking to people who are in groups. Because the people who are in groups, they tend to want to look cool. The first time that I thought about Armenia was when I was 17 years old, and I think there was a bit of turbulences here. There were some difficulties. So I got to know Armenia as a dangerous place when I was a kid. So it's always been in my head like Caucasus region. I've always been interested in the Caucasus region because I once met a guy from around here and he told me that it's very different and they don't have, where he came from there was no city, there was no urban culture, let's say. So I was always interested, for me it's somewhere between Asia and Europe. But then I come here and I look at the faces of people and they remind me also of Middle East and Balkans, because for example the hospitality is kind of like the Balkans and Middle East, more than Russia or Europe. So I think it's very slow paced, it's very slow kind of life, and what I like especially about Armenia is precisely the people. In my week here I saw that there's two kinds of people. There's the older people who speak Russian, who are kind of anchored in the past, and the young people who are very westernized, who want to, you know, go to Europe and America. So there's these two people that somehow have to communicate with each other. So I think this is the great chance to have these two cultures combined together. But it's also the difficulty because many people are, you know, they're older people. There's a lot of unemployment. They're not doing much during the day, so the salary are low. So it's very difficult for them to be part of society, of a new society that the young people want. So the big risk is that there is a so-called brain drain, a new kind of diaspora, which is the diaspora of freelance, of educated people. So a lot of Armenians will go abroad, like the Syrian Armenians come to Armenia. The Armenian might go to France or to UK or to US or Europe. So I think it's a crucial moment for Armenia to open up to the West, but at the same time not lose the traditions of the East. The first thing I checked before coming here was the music. So the first thing for me was trying to understand what music there is. And the first instrument that I found is duduk, which is very calming instrument. And I think that gives the idea of spirituality, which is very strong here. So actually the first time that I saw Armenians in Rome, in Italy, was at the mass in the church, and I found it extremely beautiful. So I think music is also a major cultural product that you can sell. Not just what I knew, obviously, was Aznavour, Armenian diaspora. But I think this combination between spirituality and music is something very peculiar here compared to other places. And so that would be interesting. I think that if you exported music, even the traditional music, could sell well, let's say, in the market, because it's particular and it's unique. I don't know any other music like this.
So how is the sound? Can I start?
Yeah.